Take a chance, will you let me ride? Way oh, way oh, oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Way oh, way oh, oh. You got me singing. Way oh, way oh, oh. You look like a guy, you could treat me right. Way oh, oh. Boy, take a chance, will you let me ride? Way oh, oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Singing, way oh, oh. You look like a guy, you could treat me right. Way oh, oh. Boy, take a chance, will you let me ride? Way oh, oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Way oh, oh. You got me singing, way oh. You look like a guy, you could treat me right. Way oh. Boy, take a chance, will you let me ride? Way oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Take a drive. Way oh, oh, oh. 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 Way the best thing in your life. Maybe let's take a drive, take a drive. Way oh, oh. Way oh, oh.
Hello. So I didn't get my video out in time this week because Jalaal decided to spook at the infamous bush. I'll show you said bush. The bush that has been featured in several other videos that he's spooked at. Well, he outdid himself on Thursday night, and he bucked about 4 times, and by the 4th time I couldn't hang on to my position, started to roll off and landed on the sand and managed to bruise my ribs pretty badly, knocked the wind out of me. So ended up in the ER on Friday. I tried to avoid that, went to urgent care, and they said, no, it's trauma, you have to go to the ER. CT scan with contrast to make sure there was no fractures and my spleen was okay, no internal bleeding. All that fun stuff that you have to think about when you ride horses, apparently. So anyway, everything checked out fine. I'm just extremely sore. Was thinking about, well, maybe I should have taken the morphine that he offered me, even though I rejected it. But anyway, been sore, so today I decided to be a little productive. My husband's been working on the kitchen in the house, and I've been just sort of laying down in agony, just trying to make it go away. Haven't been able to ride. He helped me clean the stalls the other day. So anyway, today I decided to come out and mark my quarter lines and readjust my dressage court. I have sand coming this week because obviously I do not want to fall on this hard ground, because this ground is like concrete. So especially this time of year when there's not a lot of moisture in it, it's hard. And the sand was a bit of a cushion, and it protected me from breaking bones. So I'm getting sand to finish my arena this week. It's needless to say. So let me just show you what I did. All right, so I'm down at A. So this is the area I had to push back about 50 feet because I ended up measuring out a short court when I did my original measurements instead of the standard court, the full court, which is what I intended. So needless to say, I had to bump the fence back. So we did that a couple weeks ago. So I just came down here and I did my quarter line marks. It's the orange paint that you see there. I'm going to put in some different stakes so they're more obvious when I'm riding. But anyway, there's 16.3 feet from A on either side. So those are my quarter lines that are all marked. My corners are marked. Obviously all this dirt's going to be covered here by the end of the week. I have this side with K, V, and E is marked on the fence, and then I have cones. I just got some new cones to finish marking the entire area with cones. And then the cones, some of them do have the letters on them, like E here, or F, excuse me. F has the letter put on the cone, so that way I can see it from when I'm riding. This is the other corner, and you can see how close I got. This is the access area to the other part of the property that, across the ditch that I call the island. So the island is where the sheep and donkeys have been working. So I needed to make sure I had access to the island and I have access to the lower pasture. And we have a bit of a gap here for easement for moving around, and then we have area on the outside of the arena that I had built in so that I can get on the outside and move around if I had to. We do have some stumps here in the ditch that need to be cleaned out, but that's another project for another day. And the donkeys and sheep are on the top end of the island. They're on this side of the island, and the ditch is what separates the island from the rest of the property. So that's a good couple acres over there that they have at their disposal. So that's why this ended up being so short in this corner. So I have just enough. The measurements are pretty much exact. So I'm not going to be able to go around the outside of the arena, and I'm not going to be able to come in on the right side. I'll have to come in on the left side when I'm doing my warm-up to come into the full court. And you can see this is just beyond the the short court that I had originally measured. It was 80 by 150, which is not long enough. So now it's going to be 68. Eventually I'll put more sand over there between the other fence line of the pasture and where the arena is. That'll all fill in over time with more sand. But for now it's going to be 68 wide, which is just beyond what I need for the dimensions, by 200 or 196.8 or whatever it is. So here's F. So you can see how tight we ended up being when I had to push that back. So I'm going to be closer to the fence than I had originally wanted, but you know, it's an odd shaped area that I was working with. So, and of course it's I had to use the flattest area of the property. You can see it rolls. Here's P. So I marked P on the fence as well as on the ground. So that's where P comes to from the fence. It's about 2 to 3 feet from the fence. So I'm going to be fairly close to the fence when he comes in later this week to dump the sand. And then it widens out a little bit. So I've got plenty of room down here. So this is probably about 5 feet. So that's actually going to work out good. So I had to readjust the measurements. So this is E and B. This is the center where I do my 20-meter circles. Everybody loves 20-meter circles. So this will be the center. And then I can adjust it when I do some short court training. So the reason why I set this all up is so that I can work on my geometry, because I've never been able to actually train in a court with the proper measurements. We've always been 100 by 150, 100 by 140. We've always had odd shaped measurements. So it's really caused me a lot of problems at the shows because I don't have my geometry right when I'm practicing, and then I go on a full dressage court and then my geometry is way off. So I'm losing, you know, stupid points as Janet Foy likes to say. So I don't want to lose any stupid points. So I'm going to try to make sure that I have all my measurements, I have all my markers, and that I have all my corners. And I can ride my geometry and get my 20-meter circles and my canter loops and my regular loops and get everything done properly so I don't lose any stupid points. So there is a short tour of my new dressage court. And you can see here on the round pen, because the round pen, actually I made it larger than I had anticipated, so that way I could ride in it all winter because I didn't have the arena ready. So I do have markers on the round pen for my quarter lines and my center line, and my other quarter line is over here on the other side of this post. So that way I can ride my quarter lines and get my 15-meter circles more accurate. So this is going to be quite fun once I get it all done, and I can breathe and I can ride again. Probably be a few more days. I'm feeling better today than I did yesterday. Yesterday I wanted to die, but today I'm doing better. So I've been out here walking around for about an hour, and so anyway, that is my dressage court.
You could treat me right. Way oh, way oh, oh. Boy, take a chance, will you let me ride? Way oh, oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Way oh, oh. You got me singing. Way oh, oh. You look like a guy, you could treat me right. Way oh, oh. Boy, take a chance, will you let me ride? Way oh, oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Take a drive.